how are you? I hope you're all doing super fantabulous. So today, I'm going to talk about a very serious problem that I have noticed reoccurringly for about the past 4 years of my life. Have you ever gone to bed and you start thinking? You begin thinking about thoughts that you never thought you would think. And while you're thinking about these thoughts, they bring up other thoughts that you also never thought you would think that you start thinking of. And then you just are full of different thoughts that you never thought you'd think and you never thought to think of them. And once you start thinking, you can't stop thinking and you think of other things and you tell yourself you can't stop thinking even though you can't, which you can't. Then you look over at your nightstand and you're like, oh crap, it's 11:30 p.m. And it's like, oh no, I have serious business that I need to take care of tomorrow. I'm gonna be exhausted. So then you start thinking to yourself, okay, well, if I just focus and I think about it, then I'll be able to go to sleep. No, stop thinking. Don't think. Wait, should I think or should I not think? I'm thinking about not thinking even though I know I shouldn't be thinking, but I am. I don't know what's happening in my life. You look over at your nightstand and you realize, oh crap, it's 2 a.m. and I'm still not asleep. Okay, now you're in the zone. You were like, okay, I am in the mindset, I'm gonna sleep now. And then you start thinking about how you should be sleeping. And then that reminds you of this other time that this happened. And that reminds you of this other thing that happened. And then you start thinking more thoughts, and those thoughts lead to other thoughts. And then you are in an inevitable cauldron of doom. And there is really no way out. Your thoughts are swirling around like a big storm of death. And you can't figure out how to stop because you're just thinking so many things that you never thought you'd think, and you're thinking them and you're telling yourself not to think them, but you can't help but think about them because the thoughts lead to other thoughts. Wouldn't really label myself insomniac necessarily, but this happens every single night. I mean, it's like I'll go to bed and I know I should be sleeping, and then the thought that I know about that leads me to other thoughts, and then I can't stop thinking, and I thought about what happened today, and I think about what happened tomorrow, and I'll think about what happened 10 years from now, or what will happen 10 years from now. Future tense, future tense, future tense, future tense happens in the future. Write that song, that's gonna be a hit. But it's not just that, okay? When you go to bed, you always seem to get your best ideas. I will have just gone into bed and I will have been laying there for about 3 minutes trying to fall asleep the best I can, but again, my thoughts are like way on planet Cloud 9, whatever they call it, and then bam! Just like that. You get the best idea you've ever had. Oh my god, I just had the best idea ever! And then you lay in bed and you're thinking about whether or not it would be worth getting up to write down or not. This happens to me all the time, and I know that if I don't write it down, I will forget it, and then I might never have that thought again, and that thought is reoccurring in my mind all the time. The thought that I might not have other thoughts ever again after I think them because they're the best thoughts ever, so I usually do end up getting up to write them down, and because of that, I have become quite the collector of multiple papers. This is my folder of thought. I use this every single day, but honestly, I use it more during the nighttime than I do during the day, which is probably not good, but hey, life happens. But sometimes I will try and convince myself, okay, well, you know, it's not worth getting up right now. That's just going to cause me not to have more sleep, so I just better stay in bed or I'm not ever going to get to sleep. And then I forget these ideas and it's so frustrating. Oh no, I had the best idea ever and I forgot what it was. And this happens not only when you're still awake, but when you are asleep, dreaming. And I know some of you think that you don't dream, but it is a proven fact. You dream every time you sleep. In a dream, I will have the best idea ever! And then I forget what the idea is. I will wake up, and I know in my head I had the best idea ever! And then I try and scroll back in my mind and figure out what I did with that best idea ever, but I won't come back to me. And again, this happens to me all the time. And even the idea for this video I had when it was about 2:30 a.m. and I was laying in bed and I'm like, you know what? I need to make a video about this. So I got up and I wrote it down on a piece of paper. Do you want to see that piece of paper? This is that piece of paper. I wrote that. This is what it has become. So I hope you're happy. All this may or may not apply to any of you. If it did apply to you, then at least you know I understand how you feel. And maybe you've had the best idea ever, but you're not getting credit for it because you were asleep. If any of you ever have these experiences where you're laying in bed and you know you should be asleep and then you get the best idea ever, you should definitely tell me in the comments, because then we can all be deprived of sleep and be insomniacs forever. Yeah. Together. Bye!